One-foot-flipper.
Hi, Paige here, the 1 Foot Flipper. How's it going, everybody? I'm doing okay. My sales are slightly up month over month. Still much lower than they used to be back before I had a channel. Because, having these channels usually results in your eBay sales just going down because you spend so much time on the channel. But my channel itself, doing great. Finally started picking up subscribers again on a daily basis nicely when I had been stalled for so long. I attribute that probably to all the shorts I'm posting. That's got to be it, because that's the only real change I've made. So, you ever have a customer just act a little bit too pushy or excited about a product via messages, or they are just telegraphing that later claim or return that was going to happen? What do you do in a situation like that? What I do sometimes is I will end up pulling the item down entirely. Like, I have this new in box Bentley black and white TV set from the 80s. It's almost 40 years old now. It has never been powered up. It's battery powered, and I can tell by looking at the battery compartment that nothing's ever been in it. Everything was perfectly wrapped in the plastic when I got it, and I got it out of a QVC home shopping network type of hoarder house in a basement full of brand new unopened things. This box had been opened, but the TV obviously was unused. Everything about it looks perfect. And I put in my description that I'm not going to try to test this set. That once I try to turn it on, it's not new anymore. And even a brand new TV set of that age could possibly need service directly out of the box, because electronics of those age usually have electrolytic capacitors in them, and those can go bad just from age alone. The item doesn't even have to be used. So I'm not going to ruin this item by trying to power it up to satisfy the curiosity of Zero Feedback Billy, who likely isn't going to buy the item anyway, whether it works or not. Or if he gets it, he's just going to want to return it, because whatever reason he thought he wanted it, he probably didn't really want it. It either thought it would be good for video games, not sure why he'd think a black and white or a 5-inch television would be good for video games, but for some reason you see that in the video game groups all the times. All these guys posting pictures of the littlest CRT TV sets in the world as if somehow that's a good video game experience. Hey, all you millennial retro gamers out there, no. Nobody ever wanted to play Super Mario Brothers on a 9-inch TV set. That's idiotic. Even if it is a Sony studio monitor, I guarantee if you gave any kid in 1989 the chance to play Super Mario Brothers either on a $4,000 Sony studio monitor or a 25-inch Sears TV set, every one of them would have picked the Sears TV set. Those tiny monitors are not how the games were designed to be played at all, and you're nuts for doing it. Now, if you somehow get yourself a 25-inch Sony studio monitor, sure, go right ahead, hook your game up to that. Bet it'll look great. But the tiny ones, that's ridiculous. Anyway, this guy won't stop begging me to test this item, asking about the battery details and everything else, and eventually I just tell him that I don't think this is the right product for him, that he needs to buy something tested and working for somebody else, and I took the item down. I shuffled it off to drafts. I'm going to let it sit there for a while, because blocking a zero feedback customer isn't all that useful, because they are just likely to create a second account if they really want to buy the item. Because especially since they'll probably think, oh, maybe something's wrong with their account, and they'll just create another one, and they'll buy the item with that account. So I just had to make this item go away until the customer gets a focus onto something else. This isn't the first time I've done this, not going to be the last time I've done this. I took a collectible card down a few weeks ago. It was a $20 or $30 card that somebody from China was asking a lot of questions about. And I've had bad experiences shipping collectible cards to China in the past, whether they ask questions in the first place or not. Had a very high number of claims, usually item not received. So I took the card down entirely. Matter of fact, then I took it out of drafts as well, because I'm going to play in a tournament this Saturday, which requires you to provide $35 worth of cards as a buy-in, and that took care of most of it all on its own. I also recently did it with a low-dollar lot of dolls that somebody from South America was really going nuts over. I'm not gonna risk sending a $7 lot of Barbies to South America for somebody to be unhappy with it. Even if eBay International ends up taking the brunt of that, I'm not wasting their money on it either. Let it sell to somebody else who knows what they're buying, who can make a $7 decision without sending me 32 different messages. Alright, I don't give credit to my channel members often enough, so let's go ahead and do that. I will go in the order from the longest they've been a member until for the newest ones. Longest running channel member is What Sold on eBay, followed by Helo's World, who you may know as the Railroad Reseller, Retro Obscurity, Bob Coleman, Shed Flips, Wolfman's Goodies, and my newest channel member, Amy Zensky. Now, I should have links to their channels or their stores or their social media or whatever they have down in the description of this video, so why don't you check them out? And if you want to join my channel membership, it's one of the least expensive ones around. Can't say that you get a whole lot for it. You're supporting the channel. Sometimes I post videos there that don't go anywhere else. If I decide to hide a video, it goes to members only. And sometimes I put things there that I just don't want to be public information. And sometimes you get to see the videos early. All right, let's do some sales. My eBay sales are up about 7% month over month, so that's an improvement. They're still not that great, but that's okay. I'm okay with the amount of sales that I'm getting right now. I don't need more money than this. Fact is, I'm still maxing out my retirement account and my wife's retirement account this year, so obviously I made enough money. Plus, at this point, I don't want to have a big improvement at the end of the year because I'm set up between moving some money into the retirement accounts and everything to not owe any federal taxes personally this year, and other than my self-employment tax, and I don't really want to change that. Okay, I sold a D&D Dragons of Icespire Peak preview module version for $3.99 plus shipping. This is a basically 8-inch by 10-inch 16-page D&D book. I've got massive quantity on them. It's upstairs. It's not interesting to look at. What is, though, this is the lid to a Linux Christmas Snoopy cookie jar. Just the lid. Found this at the Goodwill bins. The rest of the cookie jar wasn't there. We decided, let's go ahead and buy it anyway, with glass being 19 cents. Oh, I am so tired. Found this at the Goodwill bins. Decided to buy it anyway, with glass only being 19 cents a pound. Put it up as a replacement lid. Sold in about a month for $20. If I had the whole thing, it would be more like $60 to $65. This is a happy birthday party backdrop featuring our character named Blippi. This is 6 foot wide, 4 feet tall. Apparently there's something going on with Blippi and poop related videos. I don't know any details about that. If you could post that in the comments, but I don't know myself. This is a third-party Dungeons & Dragons book called World's Largest City. It's supposed to have a big section of maps here in the front, but somebody ripped that out. This still sold, however, for $118.65, which is more than the original MSRP of $99.99. This is about a 10 or 15-year-old product. I got this for $5 on clearance at what was my local game store, which is weird because that place only ever did their clearance one of two ways. Their clearance price would still be higher than the normal price of the place across town, or their clearance price would be the lighted on fire price of 95% off, like it was for this book. Sold this VHS tape, Jethro Tull compilation. This looks to be something homemade, and I put it in the listing that I have no idea what's on the tape. I didn't check.
I'll tell you one thing that really drives me nuts is people that think that Jethro Tull is just a person in the band.
Took a few years to sell. Sold some various magic cards that somehow ended up on the wrong account. Oh, where did he go? I sold a blue Warhammer figure. He's called a Necron. He's sitting there over on the table. It's a blue-looking guy with a big sword. He's got a blue orb in one hand. He sold for $16.94. sold a Pokemon alternative play handbook. This is quite a rare item. These only ended up going to like premier Pokemon game stores, and only if they wanted one, I believe so. There had never been one on eBay as of when I listed this. Took quite a long time to sell for $66.40. I actually had 2 of them though, so as soon as this one sold, I put my second one up. Yeah, see, I get stuff from multiple game stores, so I was able to acquire more than one of those. Foghat Live going international sold for $5.89, and I'm sure they paid way, way, way more than that in total shipping. A Fisher-Price printer's kit in a very beat-up box sold for $9.82. And this is going to be a bear to ship just because I don't have any boxes that size. Alright, I'm going to get to shipping this stuff, maybe work on some more videos. While my eBay hasn't been doing the best in the world, my YouTube account seems to have turned back on. Somebody must have toggled my international shipping on my YouTube account, though, because it is firing on all cylinders. Alright, let's get to that next segment. Hey, fourth quarter is definitely here now, and do you have all your shipping supplies yet? If not, why not give GyroPack a try? That's who I'm using now. And best part is, I've got a coupon code right down below, OneFoot, that'll get you 10% off your entire purchase. Why not use it? And you know what? I get a tiny little commission off that. It usually ends up only being $4 or $5 a month, but hey, it's something. You don't have to give all your money to the big guys. You can help us little guys out too. Go ahead to GyroPack, use that code. Woke up to an eBay message this morning. It said, "Hello, the house arrived safely today. The coloring is very different from what I expected from the eBay photo. Please compare the 2 photos I've attached to your eBay photo. The roof in your eBay photo looks a lovely bright blue. However, the actual color under normal house lighting tends more towards a dark grayish blue. I particularly wanted the light blue color, so it is not suitable for my needs. But I don't think it's worth posting back to you as the postage is so costly. Please advise how you want to proceed. Thanks, Nick." Nick is in Australia, so this shipped all the way to Australia. If you look, Nick has private feedback. Now, in the old days, private feedback meant one of 2 things. Either you bought lots of porn, or you were a scammer. eBay doesn't sell porn anymore, so private feedback means that you are a scammer, straight out. As far as I'm concerned, you might have a different reason for having it, but I don't care what your reason is. It tells me that people are leaving him soft positives based upon their various returns and situations that they're having with this person. But since they bought it from the eBay International system, I don't care. I said, "I'm sorry the color didn't seem to match. eBay does weird things with the pictures sometimes when you let it automatically do them. Go ahead and file the return. Since you bought this through the eBay International service, they handle the returns, not me." And yes, I admit, I probably hit that automatically adjust button on this, and it went a little crazy with the color, and I just didn't notice because the item wasn't in front of me anymore. Hopefully, I don't have any more returns today. Let's hope not. So, some great news. Today, the prosthetic guy came by, and I finally think I have a 100% working prosthetic knee for the first time in 2 years. Because the brand new one I got was defective from the factory earlier this year. The replacement they sent was also defective from the factory, and this one finally seems to be working right. I'll know more once I actually get out into the world with it and get to use it a little bit, but that is going to be great news for me. Help me, now that I can actually safely walk, I can take off some of this extra weight I've put on since I stopped being able to walk properly. And maybe some of you could stop telling me how fat I am in the comments. I do get those from time to time, more often on shorts than regular ones, because a lot of people who ride shorts they're riding the bus and they don't have anything better to do than to post negative comments, but that's okay. Just wanted to give a little update about Chris Daily Refinement. I had noticed that he had stopped posting videos, and I had asked in a few of my other videos if anybody had any updates, and I finally got an update from somebody who is a member of his private Patreon, Facebook group, and all that. And apparently Chris has just quietly quit participating. He stopped making YouTube videos with no announcements. He stopped showing up and doing the morning calls. He stopped answering questions. He just stopped participating altogether. Apparently he's still getting the money, though. I don't have any more updates on that, except that he just quit participating in everything about a month ago and hasn't said anything to anybody, at least as far as I hear from this long-term member of his Patreon. If you know anything else about that, post it in the comments. Only reason I'm even interested in this is two reasons. I learned a lot from Chris and Tech and Sports when I first started up, but then it all went weird with his channel and getting banned from eBay and everything else, and a large number of people are paying him for monthly membership into his group, and apparently he's not even participating in his group himself anymore. Alright, before I finish up for the video, I think I'll toss a few sales up on the screen that got shipped but never got filmed. I sold this Hart 24 cordless vacuum stick. It's just one piece of the vacuum. Sold for $15 and it was in the store for about 2 weeks. And I sold a bulk lot of 30 arcade coin mechs. That's the thing inside the arcade game or pinball machine that you put that tells if the quarter is a good quarter or a fake quarter. Sold a box of 30 of those used for $85.87. Not bad at all. Hey, thanks for making it to the end of the video. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, you are in company of a lot of other people, because a lot of people haven't hit that button. Why don't you hit that button? I'm now looking at my new goal of 10,000, or maybe my new goal is actually to surpass the number of subscribers that the Trash to Cash podcast has. And after that, I think I'll be heading for ADH Dave. I don't know if I'll get to that second one, but I think I can get more subs than Trash Cash podcast has. Thanks, and I hope to see you again soon.
See, that's One Foot Flipper's nonsense video.